close enough to East Asia. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Bergmann. It has been a hot minute since we have been here on the Bergmann map. As you've maybe seen the entire week, we have dropped Bergmann Explained videos every morning, other than Friday when, well, we had some other news Friday morning. But at any rate, Bergmann back with the 1.5 update. Lots of cool things have been added. This is going to be the final planned update to Bergmann. So if you've been holding out your Bergmann experience until the very end, well, this is the time to invest in downloading and getting ready to rock and roll. I do have a poll up there in the chat section. Go ahead and vote. Right now, 86% of you want to see us starting some Shine production today. It's going to be a good money maker, so I'm willing to do it because I want to run this game save hopefully in legit mode where we earn all of our money. Right now we've got $179,000. That is the $100,000 you earn in New Farmer, plus the 79 I got from selling that green tractor to start out with. That way we could use our massey. We were talking a little bit about the Riverbend Springs preview that dropped, the rope farm, or not the rope farm, the rope production that we learned about, and what might be entailed in creating rope on the game. Right, first thing that lots of people come to mind is hemp, and well, hemp has lots of other connotations to it as well. I was doing a little bit of research and learning myself on hemp. And it turns out that, well, hemp is used for a lot of things other than the one thing that gives it the biggest stigma. So it might be possible that we would see hemp in the game as one of the remaining crops that's yet to be announced. I feel like it's a little bit on the outside, though. I feel that's a stretch. But there are other crops. There are other things that make natural rope fibers. Cotton came up, and then there was a couple other plants that came up that have their origins, and I was talking about this right before the intro rolled, that have their origins in Eastern Asia's area. So there is a plant, I can't recall the name, but the Wikipedia article, which of course is a great source of inaccuracy, they referenced this plant as being found most commonly in the Philippines. Philippines is not a far stretch from East Asia. It is East Asia, I think. Being geographically challenged. As an American, I think it's close enough. There was also another crop that I believe was based more in India. Again, I don't really recall the name. It wasn't flax, it was something else. I posted it over in the Discord. Let me look it up. Let me just look it up real quick. It was, well, it looks like the word Manila, but it wasn't Manila. Manila and jute. So let me just copy this whole thing in here from the Discord. Oh, of course it's too long. Why is... Here, let's just cut off the synthetic part. There we go. And we'll add the synthetic bit. So, cotton we already have in game. I believe the Manila was the Philippine crop. I think jute was the crop from India. Sesal was listed when I looked it up as something from Mexico. So, you know, there's a possibility that could be like a southern crop, a Texas crop maybe. and then hemp, right? So, but really it's going to be any fibrous plant. You could take that fiber and make it into a strand that then you could basically make into rope. So it's possible. So it's possible. We're going to be putting barley in these 2 fields next month. Silphile is a little bit of a crop that's going to take a bit more time to deal. And well, I don't even think I know when that crop is going to be plantable. Let's look and see. We could plant it right now, but we're not going to be able to harvest it for another year. So we got plenty of time to get into that. We could plant it starting in May and then harvest it hopefully in August. Okay, this is not 25. No, you got another 104 days left to that. Speaking of Farm Sim 25, explanation giveaway. If you didn't see my post like a week and a half ago, I put up a contest. It's running until just before the release of Farm Sim 25. I think it's got 99 days left to go. Explanation giveaway will pull up that gleam.io link. You can quickly go and register. I think there's 200 or 300 people already registered. Get your chance to win. It's going to be a year 1 season pass and the game from Giants. Explanation FS25 CE will give you a link to the collector's edition on Amazon. For anybody looking to pick up the collector's edition, that is an affiliate link, so I will much appreciate you. Thank you very much for clicking on ordering through that link. Oh, Scott, is that broken? Here, let me fix it. Streamlabs is a mean and nasty thing. Turn you off. Back on.
Welcome to the stream, where our passions roll and communities get hyped.
Shush. See if it works now. Oh, what's going on? Turn on. There we go. All right. Now it should be happy. There it is. Yay. We're so happy Cloudbot could come and participate with us today. So, explanation giveaway, we'll put that link up. That's a link to the Amazon Collector's Edition. We also have a link, exclamation 25, FS25. We'll pull up a link to order from the Giants eShop. We do get a little bit of a percentage kickback from that as well. So, we appreciate your support in the channel in so many different ways. Not only watching videos and participating in live streams, but participating in the giveaway, participating in some affiliate link stuff. We are on a hunt. We're trying to get ourselves all the way up to gold partner. We've made it to silver. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. Reminds me of the old, what is it? The Rudolph thing from back in the day, claymation. Professor of Logic. Welcome to the stream. And watching this hired helper reminds me, FS25, we're going to have helpers that work on the field, not turning off the field. Combine demo derbies are a thing, and it is a thing to be, it is definitely a thing to be seen, and not a thing easily forgotten. That is for sure. That is for sure. We've got 104 days left till Farm Sim 25 drops. Who is excited? I am. Everything we see continues to increase my excitement for what is to come. Let's get this straightened up. Then we're going to run down the shop and we got to buy some things. I got to buy a boat. We got to buy a boat trailer. We need to buy some corn, some maize, and we need to buy some sugar in a bucket. And then we'll have everything we need to start our shine operation. We need to buy a couple more bags of sugar for our jam production once we start having some strawberries. All the stuff added to 1.5 that you all have seen this week. What do you like best? What's the best update? Tomorrow we have our apple orchard, which is just back there. We're going to talk about our apple orchard and making apple cider, hard cider, and glad I didn't mention your super chat earlier. Sorry about that. Well, then Farmer Andy has something special he's going to be dropping sometime here in August. It's going to be an add-on for Bergmann. It will not require a map download. It will just be an add-on mod. But I think you all will be really excited and happy to see this when it does drop. I'm just going to park this here. I think my truck is in here. We'll hop in our Nissan and get to going. Going to town. We're going to town rig. We also have compost. That video was dropped today. Our enhanced compost production. That is right over here. Y'all haven't seen that video. There's a new composting facility. And also crushed stone. took out a couple contracts. That's what some of this machinery is here for. What do y'all think of the prospects of third-person mode? I know it's caused a little bit of a hype, a little bit of chatter amongst the community. Curious what you all think. We're gonna buy 2 buckets. And I need we're gonna get 5 bags of sugar. And we're gonna get let's just get 2 bags of maize for now. And that should be it. Does this map have stone fields? I mean, if you play with stones turned on, sure. Oh, we also need to get our boat and our boat trailer. Oh yeah, I turn stones off pretty quick typically. But you will get stones by your compost production over at the facility as well. So if you have stones turned off, that's another way if you can get them. We're gonna need our sugar for both our shine and our jam. Stones work right out. Like where? What do you do with stones? Like spawn a heap of stones? Is that what you do? Hit the ground. We're gonna need our buckets for our shine. Oh, you can set the field to be stone covered. Alright, now let's get our boat. Oh, what did you do that for? Okay. Let's get a sea wolf. And, well, we're doing... There we go. I mean, if we're going to be doing shine, we need to have a black boat. What's up, Desert Ox? How you doing, sir? We're at 88%. Let's see how many votes we got. $32 votes. Glad everyone could vote. We also have a new construction site sell point down here. This is where we're going to bring our crushed stone. They'll also buy your planks. And maybe not really the best suggestion, but they also will buy your alcohol. They'll buy your beer. I mean, that would be a nice balanced load that way, right? Come down to our fishing hole. But we're not going to go fishing today. Up. Let's pull the plug. There we go. All right. Sugar. 2 bags of sugar. 2 bags of corn. And our 2 buckets. Oh, I can't reach it. Stretch your hands. There we go. Let's not lose our sugar. Or our corn. That'd be bad. And we need to go over here and... Oh, we need to buy the island. We need to buy Moonshine Island. 63 grand. All right, let's unload our boat. Oh, what? Quit you squirting. Quit squirting corn out of people. Okay. Make our way back here into the woods. To the secret camouflage tent. And what we need to do is we need to take our sugar. I'm gonna put a bag of sugar, just squirt it in there. Let's go get a bag of corn. Oh, this is all good. This is all good. I mean, you're gonna have to try to load a wheelbarrow up on that little boat. Now we get a bucket. Oh, look, there's some cattails. We're gonna see lots of that on Riverbend Springs. Gamescom is in, what, 4 weeks? 3 weeks? Will we get more information between now and then? I hope so. I hope we don't have to wait another 4 weeks. We get a little water and chuck it into our barrel. Hey! Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. There we go. Alright, let's cover that up. I don't know if this shows up here or not. Nope. There we go. All right. While that's doing its thing, we can finish bringing our next batch up here. And it's going to require a while to cook, so we'll come back toward the end of the stream and see if we have anything. So we have to make our mash first. Then after we do that, we'll be able to transfer it over here to our cooker. And we have 2 buckets, just in case we end up with a bucket full of something, and then we need to fill up with water. We'll be able to do that. All right, so we got that going on. Let's go over here and let's turn on our light. We got our cooker here. And then we'll get our magic white lightning coming out over there. To ride the rivers, Riverbend Springs in a boat like this. That'll be something, won't it? Gamer, that is cool. Farmer Andy is a cool dude. You know what? All right, let's do this. If you think that's cool, what about this? Bad day, bad day. Desert Ox. I had my theory on that. I think we might have to come back later. Let's fish. I think we have to come back later. I think that I think that area fills up in time. So I've got my theory on that because that little boat shows up in a few places and we see it in a screenshot at the ferry, and then there are other screenshots at the ferry where it doesn't appear. Which makes me either think, one, does it come and go? Or two, is it drivable? And if it's drivable, what could we do with it? Let me show you my theory. My theory is a far-fetched theory that may or may not come to fruition. But if it comes to fruition and I'm right, I want everyone to mark this day down. I called it weeks ago. But at any rate, mark this day down. With respect to this theory. Here's a screenshot. Here's a screenshot we have of that little boat over here at the sawmill. Okay? This is a railroad. There is no getting a boat through there. There is no getting logs through there. Where did these logs come from? That's a very good question. Well, let's jump back here to the PDA. Sawmill is right here, as we all know. This is the sawmill. Here is the railroad tracks. It's landlocked. Let's jump. Let's jump. Hold on. Let's jump to the most recent PDA, the one provided with the announcement from Friday. It's still landlocked. This is our sawmill. This is the log pond. What is that? That's a road. But notice the water ends there. Well, let's just make our way over here to the west a little bit. What's that? What's this? And look, that's the ferry crossing. Imagine if we could go from here to here and avoid all of this. Because we can't get from here to here to get our logs into the log pond now, can we? We're certainly not floating logs down this little stream. So how do logs get in here? So let's jump back over here. And we have... Zoom out. All right, we have our log pond image here. Look, here's that little boat. Here's that little boat over here at the ferry. And I think I have to jump to a video. Oh, look at this handy video. All right, here we go. Oh, wait, where's that boat? Where's that little boat? It should be right there. It ain't there. It's clearly not a permanent thing. So that's the other side of the ferry crossing. All right, we're going to come back around. We're going to see that boat isn't there anymore. Right. Oh, there it is. It is there. It's there now. But it's not here. So this is two different scenes. See? No boat. No boat. There's the boat. Okay. All right, we have another video. Use this one. Sawmill. No, let's stop this one. Stop that one. No, it's not that one. Ah, here it is. Here it is. All right, we're coming down here. We're coming down here. We got our log pond. There's our little boat again. There's no way you're getting logs through there. But this is where the this is where the presentation video stopped at FarmCon. But look, there's 14 seconds left. Watch what this video does. All right, it turns around. Turn around. And it walk this way. All right. Wait, what's that? Look, water. That's water. That's a road. Is that a tunnel? Is that a tunnel? Could that be a tunnel that you take logs through? I don't know, but we'll find out. But if we find out that we can haul logs down the river, and we find out that there's a secret tunnel of log, if you will, just remember where it came from. I don't think anyone has said anything about that other than me. All right, we have sugar. And we're gonna need this for our jam production. Oh my gosh, we just wedged our sugar bag. Let me just put my sugar over here. I'll be very eager to see what Farmer Andy does with FS25. Indeed. There, we need the long reach. Super strength gives us. Get things out of the back of the truck. Alright, we got our sugar. We'll be able to make our jam once we have some strawberries. But we need manure from our chickens, which will come in time. So we're all good for that. Let's fix this. Don't ever change this to automatically start. Oh, okay. Do I have a fertilizer spreader? Do I start with a fertilizer spreader? I forget. I do not. All right. Well, Bale physics has gotten better with every iteration. For sure, it's a lot better than it was in 17. So I'm eager to see it get better in from 22 as well. It'll be interesting to see, do they maintain those variable bale sizes depending on size of bale and build type, or do we go back to something a bit more simplified? It would be nice to see the bales kind of squat a little bit, be a little bit flat on the bottom, deform when you pick them up. I wonder if I can walk in through here. Oh, come on. I want to get some toys. But what do y'all think of third person potential? Third person view. There we go. I don't remember if I can buy solid fertilizer. Consumables. $1,200 per 1,000 liters. That sounds awful expensive. 800 for 1,000. Okay, well, maybe not. Oh, so where is this at? Consumable sold. Is it here? Is it? Over here. I'm so glad the door doesn't have a collision on it. What is it here? What is that? Dude, where do I buy some solid fertilizer? I don't. Alright, fine. Give me the silent treatment. I don't. So you're on board with the third person view? Grounded Dead, never been a fan of. Indifferent. That's what I am. I'm kind of indifferent on third person view. I mean, I've seen other characters running around in multiplayer. On this map, right, you got your guy running around with a wheelbarrow and stuff. It's not always the smoothest of animations to begin with. See what the salt this guy is. So my ideas are just that it's not the smoothest of animations. If it did come out, it'd probably be something I wouldn't end up using. Please don't have. Oh my gosh. Are you serial? Alright, well, we found where to buy that from. We have a contract on a field to fertilize. Which one is it? It's not 48. It's 33. Here it is. Okay, it's up here by there. Okay. Personally, I think that I think it was just a screenshot showing us the interactivity of the water. I really don't think it was a hint at a third-person view, but we'll see. It might be. I feel like there was a screenshot in FS22. I went back and I looked through all the screenshots that I have to do that. But I feel like there was some hype in FS22 also for third-person view because of a particular screenshot, and I think it was If it was anything, it was one showing a beehive and a guy in a bee suit. That video, that image just ended up being an image to show you that you could wear a bee suit. But we'll just have to wait and see. Those of you who can go to Gamescom, of course, that's going to be your European audience. You're going to have a chance to play a special build of Farming Simulator 25. Be one of the first people to give it a spin. That would be a great opportunity. PAX West is also coming up. Giants will be at PAX West. I don't think they have officially announced it yet, but it is pretty well known that they will be at PAX West. Will there be? I don't know. But you can surely show up, talk to Giants, talk to Permit. If you're able to make it to PAX West. I won't be able to make it because, well, that is an extremely busy time at work. I know exactly where you're coming from, Desert Ox, but I think it's a fine balance line between those striving for realism and those not. There's a pretty diverse range of players. You have those looking for realism, and then you have those looking for pretty much anything other than realism. At least that's what it feels like to me. I like to play more realistic than not, but I'm also not a hardcore realist, if we can call it that. Now, what's happened here? Before we dive into the field, I want to talk about another partner we have, and that is Apex Gaming Computers. Now, there's a little bit of hoopla going up around Intel these days, and I've asked Apex Gaming Computers to change my Homesteader and Rancher configuration from being Intel to AMD, because at this point I have zero confidence that Intel knows what the hell they're talking about. And well, right now they're trying to sink their own ship about as fast as possible. So to that end, Apex Gaming Computers has got some sales going on. They also have potential to finance with 0% APR. That's like unheard of these days. Literally unheard of these days. I bought a car recently, 7%. And I said, what? Because my credit was like 750. And I'm like, dude, that's awful. He's like, that's what you get. That's all they are. That's what they have now. I'm like, that's terrible. So let's just say we're getting a new loan as soon as interest rate drops. At any rate, potential to finance 0% interest over 6 months for qualifying credit. We've got the Yeoman. That's an AMD config. Yeoman's an AMD config. 5500, 240 millimeter AIO, 16 gigs of RAM, ARC 750 processor, 1 gig NVMe. You can go here, you can upgrade this. You can go to a 5600 Ryzen system. You can upgrade this to, let's say, a RX 7600 if you want, right? You can do that. But something that I'm going to maybe mention to you is here under the sale, right? If we click on that top banner, we go to the sale. The Apex streamer configuration seriously is a pretty darn good config. In fact, I'm going to ask them to to build out a custom config based on this streamer for me for the shop. So we've got a 5700X, a very solid CPU, 240 millimeter AIO, 32 gigs of RAM. I'm going to see what they're going to price out. 16 gigs of RAM for maybe my storefront. A 4060 GPU. Going to drive Farm Sim 25. Most excellent. 1 gig NVMe. 750 watt power supply to give you plenty of power to upgrade in the future. Wi-Fi, Windows 11, all that fun jazz. And right now it's on sale. $14.65. Not a bad deal, especially if you can qualify for 0% APR over 6 months. Apex Gaming Computers, there's a link down in the description below. That'll take you to my config. And then at that point, just click on that banner up top and take a look at those options. I would stay away from Intel for now, just because, well, they're not doing the best for the consumer at this point. And it'll be interesting to see where they are by year's end. What am I most looking forward to in FS25's announcement? Oh my gosh, I think it's just seeing what everything is going to look like for legits. See what this fog looks like for real. I hope to God it's not over none. I hope every morning is not a foggy morning and we don't have clear skies until 11 a.m. or something. I mean, I don't live by the water, and I can tell you that around here we have fog maybe 5% of the days of the year. Right? It doesn't happen that often. I don't live on the water. Maybe it happens more often on water or near water. But I just hope it's not every blessed morning, because I think that would get old pretty quick. But I do look forward to seeing how the fog effect looks. The God rays, the particle effects with respect to the light. Not just with like light coming through the trees. But we had a screenshot. Let me pull it up. We had a screenshot early of the FS25 announcement. Here. We had this screenshot. And we have the particle effects here in the back. And we have the light diffusing through the trees with that. And that I just want to see. I want to see that. Right, the new dirt, these new crop textures, the new textures in general. I just want to see what a map potentially could start to look like. And like I said in my most recent video, I feel that the changes that they are making to FS25 are really going to make maps that are simply ported over from FS22 to 25 really stand out like a sore thumb. Not in a good way, right? In a bad way. Because I think it'll be pretty obvious pretty quick that, oh, this is the 22 standard versus the 25 standard, which I think is going to look so much better. It'll be interesting to play with rice. I don't see myself using rice a lot. We don't know what some of the other crops are, so I'm really looking forward to learning about those. And learning about all the other features that they've yet really to announce. But as a guy who really likes his maps, he's really excited to see what Giants has done with the base maps. I am hoping that each base map has its own growth calendar. In FS22, all 3 maps had the same growth calendar. So regardless of which map a map maker used as their basis, the growth calendar was the same across the board. What I'd like to see is all 3 maps having a unique growth calendar, and therefore when a map author goes and uses one of those 3 maps to build his own, well, there's going to be one of 3 growth calendars that could pop up as the default, because not a whole lot of people really did a lot of changing or customization to that in 22, and that was kind of a disappointment. Because there's lots of maps, there's lots of South American maps that have a North American growth schedule. It's like, what's up with that? With 3 maps coming, hopefully we will see Silver Run Forest as a mod map. So we'll have Zilanka, we'll have Riverbend Springs, we'll have a yet to be named East Asian map. We'll also hopefully have Riverbend Springs. So we'll have 4 maps, 4 map assets, 4 maps full of assets, I should say. So I think we'll see a lot of new building structures, new other things coming, buildable farmhouses. I've said for a long time I want to have a buildable farm where I could build buildings. But we're going to be able to build farmhouses, which means that modders are going to be able to extend that functionality, and we'll be able to have hopefully plenty of modded structures where we can put our own foundation down and build that. We had the cement factory image this week. In the background there was a propane tank. Could that propane tank be deco? Or could we have to deliver propane to various productions to run them? What do you think? Was I the only one that called out that propane tank? I think a lot of people saw that John Deere and just their eyes glazed over and they didn't see anything else. But I saw past that John Deere and was looking at that propane tank. Anhydrous ammonia is something that we'd like to see here in the States added to the game. Still plenty of time for announcements. I mean, once people figure out how to do the construction missions, and the imagination can just go wild with that, right? So when we get back to the farm, I'll pull up the images that we got on Friday and walk through those a little bit real quick. Professor of Logic, what are you looking forward to in 25? I mean, I kind of gave you a prediction earlier. I hope we're going to be able to float logs down the river. I hope there's going to be a tunnel of log where we can cut off a big bend in the river and maybe float some logs through a tunnel with those little tugboats. That would be super duper cool. There's going to be a lot more production going on. Right, cement. What other fill types might we have? Might we need? Might we get to facilitate construction? Like nails, screws, shingles. Right, we have a lot of some of those things from the Platinum expansion. Alrighty, let's take a look at these screenshots. If you saw my video on Friday, then you'll know what I thought about this one. Yeah, this is nice and pretty, right? But what I was really digging on was like this. The blending of these textures. Is this a model? Is this just a texture, a rock? Paint? Is this root? Is that a paint? Can we just paint that down? We've got other foliage kind of mixed in here, shrubbery. You know, we can go to rivers on any map and we can see a pretty often we can tell where the river model ends and the ground starts. But this, it's just seamless. As we learned from the presentation at FarmCon, they're able to do a lot more things since they changed the resolution of the ground from 2 meters to 1 with respect to blending in textures and things. Right, we got this really cool barn going on. What's up with that? This is called Grain Elevator Museum. Right, so this is the museum. We've seen this before. Tire, concrete, pole, birdhouse. There's a theory that this is going to be a trigger marker or an indication of where there is a construction mission. We now know that this is going to be a grain elevator museum. There's that. There it is again. I think collectibles are a thing. I think that's a paper boat or a paper hat. I think that's going to be one of the collectibles. So I didn't mention this, I forgot, but we've got confirmation on billboards. We're back. This is a grain terminal, so this is going to be a sell point. Looks like you're going to be able to drive into here and unload your grain. Will it sell? Will we see it filling a barge, or is this barge just deco? So we're going to have a barge coming up and down the river. Here we have a shot of another grain terminal. Most likely we're going to be able to sell off a train. We're going to be able to dump right here, probably fill right here from a trailer. And right, we got a school bus. So we've got North American vehicles, more diversity in vehicles. And I had pitched, there's our billboards again. I had pitched the idea, what if we saw school buses in the morning and in the mid to late afternoon, but we didn't see them throughout the rest of the day? So what if we had different types of traffic at different times of the day? What if this, so the awesomest thing for me would be is if this school bus randomly made stops in front of houses. And then what if little NPC children were standing at the corner, and what if little NPC children walked onto the bus and disappeared? And what if in the afternoon the bus would stop, the little NPC children would get off the bus and walk into their house? Oh my god, that would be so cool. So we saw this. We didn't know what these poles were for, right? So apparently it's going to be some sort of rope climbing thing. This is over here where those playground things were created. Again, we're talking about blending in these structures. This looks like to me, both of these look like to me like they are models, right? 3D models of rocks. 3D models of rocks. So we got water flowing through there. We've got plants. We got foliage growing on these rocks, right? There's just not a rock planted. Everything comes up right seamlessly to them. We have our rope sell point. Pallets of ropes. This says loading zone. Right, so will we have signage like here to indicate where things are? Maybe we won't necessarily have our corner markers. Maybe we'll have other markers that are a little more seamless. The commenter had mentioned that this gate is closed. Maybe our sell points will have opening and closing hours. That'll be cool. This is our spinnery. Watch your step. That's cool. I like how this, we got cameras here. We got the water wheel. It's been turned off. I guess maybe this is disabled. This is going to be our spinnery down by the river. So this is the This is the farmer's market. And I didn't really put that together when I put the video out, but this is the farmer's market. We've seen this structure in a different set of pictures. It looks just like this, but these doors are open during that. So here at the farmer's market, right, we got this little flower booth. Well, we've seen this empty of flowers. It didn't have flowers before, but also this area didn't also have other deco elements here before either. Could we have flowers? Could that be something that is added to the game? Could we have greenhouses that make flowers? Do we have flower beds and we can sell flowers at little stands like this? I thought this was cute, right? We can have a family photo of sunflowers because I saw this as kind of a place where you go, right? A destination, a sell point. It's more than just a sell point. There's things to do here. We got carriages. We're going to be able to build carriages. We got a sunflower bale, right? We've seen that structure back there, the silo. It's painted up as a sunflower. Speaking of carriages, here we have our carriage production. Right, can't make that out. But what I liked about this structure is we got 4 levels. Right, we got a lower level here. We come up here. We got a pallet jack there. We got something going on there. We got another level here. Then we have our top level where we have our carriage. So we're going to be able to make carriages. The fact that we have a carriage over here, does that mean that we can transport carriages somehow? Right? Oh, I think that's awesome. But here we go. 2 desert ox. Here's some sort of confirmation of a view circle. Right, we have some crop here, and then we just transition to more of a flatter green. That's sad, right? It's a little disappointing that we have that going on, but it does feel like it's a fair distance away from wherever we are now. Got a barn over here, got another water tower. And then we have our PDA that we talked a little bit about. And I made a community post about this PDA because we have these cracks. There's been some theories as to what these might be. Maybe this is an artistic thing where they're making it look like paper. They're making it look like a map. There's some various imperfections going on. My thoughts are maybe this is somehow telling us that we have high points, low points in these fields. Right? These feel like they have texture. They have depth. They're not just flat. Right? What's that? Why is that there? Why is that a dark mark and why is that a light mark? And why does this crack go from the top corner diagonally across the street and then down here? This is clearly a line, right? What is that? What are these? Are these drainage ditches? Are these low points? What could they be? But overall, I think this is a really cool PDA. I like the clouds on the borders. Really nice. Then we had our spinach, new crop. Oh, we have a bright sunny day. That's what I took from this image. It's a very, very bright day. There we got some clouds off. We got our reflections going on here. We got a Massey Ferguson something. We got that little tugboat. And then that's a stark contrast to what I called the mostly cloudy day. Again, we have our clouds up here. Flatter clouds. Third person view? I don't know. But I think it's trying to show off that we're walking in the water. We have our water effect going on. I don't think it's showing us third person view. I think it's showing us this. And I felt that it was really just someone at Giants using their developer skills to basically use a developer camera that isn't your camera that's above your head, right? So basically, let's move the camera, position it so that we can get this shot. That's not necessarily maybe going to be a game function, but maybe there's also a rumor going around the horn that maybe there's going to be a screenshot mode. So maybe this was taken with a screenshot mode. We don't know. We have our paper mill, right? We have an interior. We can see into these buildings now. A lot of the buildings in 22, they don't really have an interior. We seem to be able to look inside. And this is neat. If we'll have a recipe, if you will, at each production point. But we go forest to logs to wood chips to pulp to, I don't know what that says, but basically we're making sheets of paper. Then we're going to wrap up our paper and then we're going to pack it up and ship it out, right? There's a little hint of what our license plate will look like. And I didn't really understand what this one was for. Some people were calling out this shed, but I went back and looked and this shed was there in the other picture too. It's kind of an odd thing to be over this building, but at any rate. Morrison cement, propane, something NE, pressure vessel. Could this be a deliverable product that we have to deliver now? 3650. We've got a load of stone we're bringing maybe to this cement plant. I would like to see us have to deliver propane. That would be cool because we would be able to then morph that into anhydrous tanks and things like that. And those were basically the images that were shared with us on Friday. So a lot for us to speculate on, a lot of us to hope on. Can't wait till we start seeing fact sheets. I honestly think we are going to see fact sheets in a few weeks. And the reason I think that is, I went back and I looked at Farm Sim 22's fact sheets. We had 13 weeks of fact sheets in Farm Sim 22. 13. Well, we have 14 weeks. 14 in a few days between now and the release of Farm Sim 25. So I feel like fact sheets could be coming any week now. I can't wait till we see more dev blog posts around productions, around spinach. We know there's going to be custom machinery to handle spinach harvesting. So I'm looking forward to learning about spinach. We have at least 2 more crops coming to the game because we could count 25 entries in the growth calendar on the collector's edition announcement image. So we already know about 23 crops. Yes, we know about 22. Because I think there's 20 crops if we include the premium expansion and base game crops from 22. And then we add spinach. We have 2 types of rice, so that takes us to 23 of 25. So we have 2 more coming. Really? That's so like to shade the building because there's no other way to shade it. That's interesting. So let me pull that up. Let me pull that back up. Let me go back to FarmCon 24. So this was the image we had at FarmCon of our animal dealer, and I didn't really think about this at the time. Oh my gosh, the new moon! I just thought about the new moon and the stars at night. I can't wait till we see our first night on game. Right, so I didn't really think about this ginormous structure over this building at the FarmCon image. And then we had this image, different angle of the same building now. Oh, stupid fog. Seriously, let's be done with it. But we have that building over there. So that's an interesting idea. Clearly it's built into something because it just goes straight through this building. And did I close that? The FarmCon image. Here's the back. Here's the back of the animal dealer. And you see the back of that shed. So yeah. But that's an interesting idea that it's the result of shade. What's up, Artemis? Welcome. We might have to turn off traffic. I mean, yeah, I mean, the shed roof is going to be just going to heat up. Your roof is going to be naturally shaded for most of the day, so it's not going to heat up. And depending on how well your ceiling is insulated, how much heat transfers from the roof to the attic to your ceiling, right on your top floor, can affect your overall house's temperature. Because when we put solar up on the roof of the house, they came through and they put a insulating blanket down in the attic, and then they put in a solar powered attic fan to expel the hot air out of the attic through that. And the panels themselves are covering the roof, so that's a bit of a shade there too. And then the hot air is being expelled out of the attic, and then the blanket. So before they put the blanket in, I took just a run-of-the-mill kitchen IR thermometer, and being the curious guy I was, I walked around the house on various days, very, very hot, sunny days, cloudy days, and I live in a ranch, so we have one level, and I took the thermometer and I shot it towards the ceiling just to see what the ceiling temperature was in the house at various rooms at various times of the day. And I was surprised that if we had, let's say, the house set at 72, I was surprised to see in some areas the roof or the ceiling was in the upper 80s before that blanket. And it was obviously the hottest at the access hatch going up into the attic. And then after they put in that little thermal blanket, the temperature of the ceilings just dropped dramatically. Now I would say the temperature of the ceilings is typically like 74. So if the house is set at 72 on a hot sunny day at 3 in the afternoon with the sun baking on it all day long, it's the ceiling is barely warmer than the room. It makes me an expert on ranch dressing, Tuki. It does. It does indeed. And I can tell you what, ranch dressing does not belong on lots of things. One thing it's fabulous on is to dip your bacon cheese fries into. Oh my gosh. Hey, DHL driver, you hit me, okay? Let's go monster truck. Monster trucks. That's how monster trucks are made. So I like to watch the channel Vice Grip Garage. I don't know who else has seen that channel. But he put out a video yesterday. He bought a monster truck and he's basically bringing it back to life. I think the reflections on the vehicles are going to be cool. Right here, we don't see reflections on anything, right? There's no reflections on anything. It's just shiny. But in 25, things that are built for 25 will have reflections. The surrounding will reflect off the crop. The crop will reflect off the header, for example. And that'll be something that'll really make vehicles and implements and trailers stand out that are made for 25 versus simply ported over to run in 25. Right? I think it's going to really stand out the quick and dirty conversions to those that are truly taking their product and making it into an FS25 grade machine. So it'll be interesting to see how well that works. How many modders pick up on that and make those changes. It'll be interesting to see how players respond to vehicles and implements that don't have those changes. Same with the lighting. Shadows are going to be cool. I mean, there's just so much. So many little things that I think add up to what will be a far, far superior product to 22. And just like when we played FS17, then 19, then 22, a couple years ago when Farm Sim celebrated its 15th year. I think we're going to look back at 22 after seeing 25 and experiencing it. And really being like, wow, oh, yeah, that looks really cartoonish. I think that's what we're going to feel. Because I showed my wife, who is totally not into anything. She's totally not into Farm Sim, totally not into gaming. And I showed her the images of FS25, the announcement images when we got those. And pretty much she said, yeah, it looks more realistic. It looks like a real place. And I think that's what's going to really stand out between 22 and 25. I have absolutely no idea how anyone that has working eyeballs can say that 25 looks like 22. Clearly they're not looking at it. We're living in a fantasy land. So as I mentioned, tomorrow we are going to see our last Bergmann exploding video for a little bit. There's one more special feature coming to Bergmann before FS25. It's supposed to be coming out in August. And I am super looking forward to showing it to you all, because I think it has been on lots of people's wish lists since FS19. And now we have, at least for Bergmann, the ability to do it soon. And I'm not going to tell you yet, but it's super cool. And if it did come to FS25, it would just be one of probably the top 5 features of the game. Well, we'll get into Bergmann in FS22 at least, for a couple months. All the groundwork has already been laid into the map. It's going to be an add-on mod with some tools and some equipment. Oh, they're totally living in denial, Farmer G. Are you living in denial because you don't have the money to upgrade to the new version? That's fine. You can play FS22 all you want. The more you understand, the more you know how the game functions and works, the more you know that it is a pretty big leap forward. And I'm looking forward to it. In just 104 days. That's wrong. That's not good. There you go. That's fixed. I restarted my system yesterday after the Wreckfest live stream, because they were telling me that they couldn't hear people in chat. So I was like, I don't know. I restarted it. And I had to restart my timer. So 99 days and 21 hours. That's legit count. Richard, shoot! Shoot your question. Oh yeah, I mean I dropped 19. I dropped 17 as soon as 19 came out. I dropped 19 as soon as 22 came out. And yeah, we're gonna do that. So yeah, I don't know. I restarted it because everything looked properly on the audio config. We'll see. We'll see how that comes up. Tomorrow night in ATS. How do you get the menu? This F1. If you're on a PC, just hit F1. If you're on a controller, I think you have to go and change the settings. I don't know how you do it on a controller. That's, you just hit F1 and that pops up. I mean, I'm such a controller noob, it took me 10 minutes to figure out how to make my tracker go forward. Hey, yeah, I don't know. Discord was set to send audio output to the voice chat on my audio mixer. Voice chat on my audio mixer was not muted, it was the same, and it was sending audio out to the stream mix, and OBS's input for game audio is set to stream mix. So your audio, the game audio, background music, all of that should be mixed together into the stream mix before it's sent to OBS. So I don't know. Richard, no problem. No problem in helping you. It's no dumb question ever goes asked. Only the dumb questions are the ones you don't ask. Go boy, what's up? I posted in your Discord my initial thought. You know, whatever floats your boat, really, dude. Whatever gets your juices flowing, and if that's live stream, if that's interacting with folks, if that's doing recorded content, so if you get a little flustered or you can't figure out if something works, you can just cut all that out, right? Stress-free. Play an hour here, play 2 hours there, and edit it all up and publish it. So yeah, that's why I restarted. So let's just restart and see what's going on. What, Richard? You would I don't use TikTok, so I don't know. Do you have to have like an account? You know, it won't let, YouTube won't let you post a link. If you're on Discord, you can send me a message. It won't let you post a link in chat. Yeah, I mean, just do whatever schedule works, really. You know, it's, I'll tell you what, I'm envious of creators that just can set a schedule and stick to it. Because 90% of my content is based on what happens on the Giants mod hub that day. Right? So at 8 a.m., yeah, let's do a live stream tonight. 11 a.m., Giants hasn't posted any mods yet. Yeah, I'm solid. We can do a live stream tonight. 11:30 a.m., Giants drops 4 maps. I'm not live streaming tonight. Done. I got stuff to do now. Right? But yesterday they dropped a map late, like mid-afternoon. It had to be at least like 7 or 8 p.m. their time when it dropped. And that totally changed my afternoon. You know, there are non-9 to 5 creators that their schedule is not dependent on Giants window, or not dependent on anything. They just put out recorded content. Occasionally they drop a map video. Occasionally they drop a preview video for a mod or a map. That's always going to be on their schedule, right? Uh, 165 Desert Ox, that would be my guess. Pork strikes me as one of those meats that they want you to have cooked fairly well. So they probably want the inside temp to be pretty hot, or pretty warm. We had steak the other night, and the youngest, he made me proud. I had some different steaks cooked in different ways, and I asked him which one he wanted. And I said, I've got 3 steaks. I got this one that's cooked the least, and then this one's cooked medium, and then this one's cooked medium well. He said, I want the one that's cooked the least. I said, good choice. You want the one with the flavor juices still flowing. I was a little depressed because that was going to be for me. Life as a parent. It's never easy. 9 to 5, boys. Work. They just changed my work schedule. They just changed our schedule for everybody. We're now 8:30 to 4:30. I tell you what, I'd rather be 8 to 4, personally. But 8:30 to 4:30 isn't too bad. That extra half hour of sleep in the morning, it does me pretty good. But I will admit, we in IT thought it was a little stupid to be officially starting your workday at 8:30 when classes start at 8. So we split our schedule up. I got a guy that comes in at 7:30. I got another guy that comes at 8:30. My early guy leaves at 3:30. My late guy leaves at 4:30. But, so when does school start for you guys? Like, K through 12. My kid goes back to school on Wednesday, August 7th. 5th grade. Two weeks. Yeah, they say he starts August 7th. But they're also out, like, the end of May. They get 2 full months off. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Now is that a 4-day work week? Ah, big time. Lonnie, thank you for being a farmhand for 6 months. Thank you. It reminds me that I completely forgot about sponsoring this video, but okay, we'll do that next time. Half-day Fridays are over in technically 2 weeks. I'm going back to the office full-time starting on Monday. So no more splitting home office and in-office until, for a while. I got stuff to do. When do they let out Professor of Logic then? Is there a longer break for winter? Ronnie, thank you for being a farmhand member for 7 months. I can't wait for FS25 either. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Everybody give them a big old thank you. Click that heart. Click that heart in chat. Where is it? Go away. There we go. There we go. We get a ton of hearts. I took him to get his haircut. Took him to get his haircut today. The good old, start of school haircut. But our place was closed for vacation. And the wife was like, what? Why is he closed for vacation? Doesn't he know start of school? I said, he's probably got kids himself. And he's trying to do one last trip before the start of school. So he's going to have to go to school with a rat head. And we'll have to get a haircut next weekend. Well, you know. It's a warm-up. Your FS22 work now is just a warm-up for what's to come, because man, it looks nice. It's nice indeed. Good afternoon, Ronnie. Thank you for your $2 super chat. Are you down in the land down under? If it's afternoon for you, you got to be down in the You got to be down in the land down under, because it's not afternoon anywhere here in the States. Unless you say 7 o'clock is afternoon. That'd be for me pushing early evening. Kansas, so it's like 8 o'clock, right? Going on 8 o'clock. It's nearly 10 o'clock for me. We're about done for the night. I'm gonna have to finish this field up by myself. Lonely farmer out here in the middle of the field. Well, I mentioned Australia because we get a lot of folks joining us from Australia, because it's morning, it's Sunday morning for them. Sunday afternoon, depending on which side of the country they're on. Farmer G's been a farm king for 2 years. 2 years. That means your variable bale capacity mod's been out for a long time. Long time. Man, what'd you think of that liftable fill types? I didn't understand that. But I don't think it's for me. I don't think that's mods for me, and that's why I don't understand it. Alright, I didn't know how far behind Kansas was. I'm on the eastest of coastists. The Stream Deck is amazing. It is literally everything and anything you could ever want it to be. Right? It's like what computer accessory is hands down the one that's most useful? Well, you got a keyboard, you got a mouse, you got a Stream Deck. Regardless if you're a creator, if you're a gamer, if you just use lots of apps, programmable platforms. Well, definitely, hopefully things will get back to normal, and you'll be able to start FS25 with a bang and keep at it. Right? It's been a rough several years. Been a rough several years for lots of folks. Is it gone? I mean, it just dropped Friday. I was reading about it a little bit. Well, that's just, it's from Joss. Let's just search Joss. Yeah, it's gone. It got pulled. I don't know. It was there. Now it's not. Maybe. We won't know. We won't know until the first 4X map drops and stays released. But I think the fact that Farm Sim 25 is going to be for PlayStation 5 and Xbox X and S only, I think that is going to be a big precursor to allowing potentially 4X maps for a console. The biggest question I have is, what is the reason they're not allowed now? Is it file storage space for the save game? Is it memory usage? Is it loading time for save games? So let's talk about file storage for save games. Let me look at something. So 3. And this. So I have a file, a save game for 4X map. It is just literally saving the map. I was doing a map recording, map video on it. So it's not like I did a lot of farming and changed a lot of terraforming or anything. But the save game folder for a 4X map is 76 megabytes. The save game for this map right now is 24. So the 4X map is 3 times larger file size for the save game. And I really didn't do any actual gaming on that save game beyond what I do for a normal map build. So add to that, you know, harvesting crops, terraforming, working the land, lots of placeables, right? That file size might creep up, and it might impede on the limits of some of these consoles. Yeah, running. I know they had it wasn't on there for long. There was a 4X map that dropped, and it may have only been there for like a day or an hour or two, and then it was pulled. And I don't know why it was pulled. I don't know how they performed, consoles, how well they performed on that, or not. But GPS, the enhanced AI, will be nice. The fact that the AI will work in the field and not default to make turns off the field will go a long way into making the AI more helpful. So I do know that console manufacturers put some pretty big limits on things. It wouldn't surprise me if they have limits on how long a game save should take to load, on how large a game save should be and should take on disk. I think console players get less save slots than PC. I don't think they get 20. So they may get, I don't know if they get 10. Maybe they get 20 now. I honestly don't know. Oh, good. We have to take it to the horse ranch. Horse ranch is right there. Right around the corner. So it'll be interesting to hear what happens with that. I suspect we won't know until a 4X map happens. Oh, we can't drive through there, can we? You little booger. Hey, you know what? Next time we live stream, let's buy some deer. Who wants to get into deer husbandry? Maybe buy a stag, get a couple of does for his harem. Make some venison. Venison and moonshine, they go well together, don't they? Well, I wouldn't call you a liar because I remember one dropped and then it vanished. And I assume that if you're lucky enough to have downloaded it, then you're probably going to be like, oh no, I'm never getting rid of this. Right? Because once you get rid of it, you'll never get it again. So there's Rambas Road. It was last updated in August of 2022. No, December of 2022. Because you guys swap your day and month. Jump over here to Moonshine Island. Let's see how things are progressing. We have 40 liters of mash. So we're still working through our mash. There it is. We're still working through it. So we'll come back, and next time we're here, we'll be able to move our mash into our cooker. And, well, how much does this cost? $125 freaking $1,000. Are you joshing me? Oh, let's get a stag and a couple of those. And that's where we'll leave it. Where do you think the stag is hiding? There he is. There's my big boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. A 10-pointer. Look at you prancing around. Aren't you special? Aren't you special? But you got some little lady friends. Got some lady friends. Do your little lady friend thing. All right, we'll be back. We'll be back. I got water for you. I'll get you some hay. And, well, you can go to town with your little lady friends. All right? All right, guys, that is it. That's what we're going to do for the night. I want to thank you all for coming out and watching. Hope you all have enjoyed our Bergmann play. Like I said, we're going to try to play this legits. Don't worry, we're going to make some shine. We're going to make some good money with moonshine. We're going to try to be legits on this and not cheat in any dollars and cents. Tomorrow night, we're going to be over on our secondary channel, FK's Funhouse. We're going to do our Sunday night convoy night. It's going to be complete mayhem. It's going to be great. We just let loose and have a good time in American Truck Simulator. We've got some really cool things coming out in ATS, like fillable trailers coming in 1.51. So looking forward to that. Monday night, we'll be back here on Bergmann, unless, of course, a map drops or more. There are several maps in testing. I am terrified that they're going to drop like 5 maps in one night. But at any rate, if that happens, we will just work through it. Keep an eye on the channel. We'll post live stream a little bit before it happens. We can typically live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern until 10 p.m. And until next time, happy farming.